Hello, welcome to day 8 of 100 Grammar with Mariia. Today we keep working with nouns with different forms, singular and plural forms of nouns. You remember hopefully that we have nouns only in singular, we have some nouns that we can use only in plural forms, but today is the last lesson where you learn how you make plural forms when you use a singular form of noun. As always, we have a quote. One man cannot make a team. An interesting quote, which inspires you to cooperate and work together. You have noticed that the word man is marked, it's a noun. And here we have another word, a team, another noun. So how do we make plural forms of these two nouns? This one and that one. A short repetition. In almost all cases, we have to use S ending when we make a plural form of the noun. So let's take this word, a team. What is the plural form of this word? A team. Just simple rule. What is the plural form?
Teams.
Teams, you're right. So we write this word and we add S at the end. You're right. And we do not use a, of course. Then we have another rule. We add es ending. We've talked about the words which end in s, double s, sh, ch, and x. You add always es. For example, a box, boxes. Then sometimes you have to add es ending when you have words which end in these letters. Like O, for example, tomato, tomatoes. Y, like a family, families. And here you have to remember that we change Y into I. And then we have wife, wives. In this case, we have to change F into V. And then we have ES ending as well. You know these rules already. So today we add 2 more new rules. We have nouns which have the same form in singular and plural. So in fact, we can say an aircraft, 1 aircraft, and 2 aircraft. You do not add this S ending. You do not do that. So those words which end in craft, like aircraft, horsecraft, you do not add this S. So the same form, the same word. Then we have some animals here and fish. Sheep, deer, swine, fish. Repeat these 4 words quickly. Sheep, deer, swine, fish. Sheep, deer, swine, fish. And you'll remember these 4 words. Something you can see or something you can eat even. Then, nationalities. Chinese. So nationalities which end in "is", you do not add S at the end either. So Chinese, Lebanese, Japanese, and Swiss. So you notice here we have the same ending. Again, 1 Japanese, 2 Japanese. Lebanese, Chinese, Swiss. One more group of words. Here we have series, species, means, goods. Have you noticed anything that these words have in common? So again, we have these words, series, species, means, goods. Anything that you notice that is different when you compare these words to other groups of words? Anything?
Is ES?
Yes, you're right. Sometimes ES, sometimes S at the end. So in fact, these words have already this kind of ending. But what you need to remember about these words, these letters, ES or sometimes just S, are part of the word. This S is not the plural form, it's just a word. But in this case, you do not add any additional S. You just use the word as it is. Species, a species, different species as plural form, and so on. So look at these different groups of words. I grouped them a little bit so it'll be easier for you again to remember these rules. You can make a sentence where you use at least one word from each group. In that case, you need to remember only one sentence. And this sentence, these words which you use in this sentence, will remind you of some other words which you have to remember have the same form in both singular and plural forms. So let's make a sentence together. You see here we have people, here we have aircraft, we have means, and we have animals here. So let's make a sentence. Any Chinese would use different means as, for example, aircraft to visit another country and see sheep. Just this sentence. Again, we have used Chinese, use any means, for example, aircraft, to see sheep. Remember this sentence. This will remind you of some other words. And of course, to remember these all words, you have to repeat them a few times. So read these words a few times, memorize them. So this is another rule that we have added. So again, the same form in singular and plural. And one last rule. Again, something is different when it comes to these words, and in this part as well. When we speak about people, and in this case about animals, you notice something. So here we have this word man. A man, one man. In plural, you change this letter A into E. So you say a man, two men. A woman, one woman. A woman, three women. I say women, so you hear it sound, but in fact, you write the same word as man, man, and you add w, W-O, before this word man. So you write woman and you write woman, but you read this word as women. So don't make this mistake. Never add s at the end, because this word is already plural. It's like double plural. You didn't do that. You have shown with using this word women that you speak about many women, more than two. Then we have another word, child, children. From Old English, we have this ending n as plural ending. And here we have ox, oxen. You notice the same ending here. Just remember these two words, we use this ending. And then we have person and people. This word is a little bit interesting. Sometimes you can say persons when you mean individuals. But when you speak in general about many people, you use always people. And here we have two other rules. When you make the plural form of the word which has this sound oo sound, so double O, you read oo. For example, tooth, a tooth, one tooth. You make it the plural form and you change double O to double E. And this sound is long E. So you say a tooth, teeth, a foot. Would you help me? A foot, feet, the same. A goose.
Yes.
What is the word that we should use in the plural form? Goose. The same. Goose. Say it.
Yes.
Geese only. Geese. So you have the sound geese. So what do? You just change this double O into double E, and you have this plural form, and you pronounce it as E. Oo, E. We have these three words, and then the last rule here, ow to I. So you hear ow sound, and you change it into I. So mouth, mouth. Sorry, here we have mouse, mice. I change these letters. Your homework. Read a few times these words here. Remember the sentence which we have made, which will help you to remember these rules. The same word in both singular and plural form. And then words which change some root vowels, like man, men, child, children. Sometimes we add additional ending n, person, people. And here we have these changes, oo to e, ow to I. If you do not know these words, translate them into your own language, learn these words, and use them in different sentences. You can ask even questions because you know how to do that. Thank you for today. See you next time.